Chapter 1. My Return from the Shadows. The ambulance siren used to be the last sound I remembered. Tonight it's different, a stadium breathing like the sea. I stand in the glow, hands in pockets, and tell myself to walk. Walk back, take what's mine, leave what isn't. Is that really you? A vendor whispers. It's me, I say, but the words feel borrowed. Engines idle, neon stains wet asphalt. My phone buzzes, unknown numbers, old ghosts, but I ignore everything except one contact. Her. My thumb hovers, then drops. Number. She made her choice. I need to see it with my own eyes. At the pit gate, a guard squints. You've been gone a long time. I got better, I say. Let me in. He waves me through. Heat rolls from the track. People laugh, not knowing how easily life breaks. I find her beside a red car with golden stripes. She is bright under floodlights, hair lit like summer. He stands beside her. Tall, clean smile, the stranger she now calls brother. She notices me last. You're alive. I keep disappointing people. You left. We all thought. I didn't leave. I show the scar on my wrist. I was left. The new brother steps forward. I'm Leo. She told me about you. Did she tell you we shared everything? That I walked her home every night because the city turned mean? That she promised. She cuts in. Don't use promises like knives. Then stop bleeding when I speak the truth. Silence folds around us. Engines roar and fade. My heart tries to break out. Leo lifts his palms. We're family now. If you came to fight, turn around. Family. I taste the word. How long did it take to buy that title? Her eyes flash. He didn't buy anything. He showed up. When you didn't, I almost laugh. I lay on a hospital bed counting ceiling tiles. You counted reasons to forget me. You disappeared for 6 months. I died for 6 months, I say. There's a difference. You could have called. I learned to walk again before I trusted my hands with a phone. Leo drapes an arm over her shoulder, protective, claiming. I breathe in smoke and gasoline. Congratulations, I tell him. You're the brother now. You don't look happy for us, he says. I'm not built for pretending. She folds her arms. Then why are you here? To return something. I pull a small brass key. Your mother's apartment. You gave it to me before everything. I won't owe you anything. Keep it, she says. No. I set it on the hood. The metal ticks against paint. I'm done being the boy who waits. Friends drift over, eyes bright with gossip. Mira pinches my sleeve. We cried for you. Thank you, I say. Crying is honest. Raffi laughs like broken glass. Back from the dead to haunt your ex-sister, huh? I came to bury him. Who? The boy I used to be. Leo glances at the bed clock. We have a race. Talk later. I'm done talking. I look at her. I only need one answer. Did you plan to find me? She presses her lips white. I was scared. Of what? Of seeing you broken. Of seeing me. Truth is a mirror that cuts both ways. The announcer calls drivers. She lifts her helmet, eyes briefly soft. I'm glad you're alive. I'm glad too, I say. Now I get to choose. Choose what? Who I am without you. She flinches. So this is revenge? This is recovery. Leo steps between us. We're done. Not yet. I breathe. Listen closely. I won't fight. I won't beg. I won't explain my scars to people who counted them as excuses. I'll rise. When I do, don't call it luck. She swallows the storm. The race begins. Tires shriek. Lights wash her face. Gold, white, red, like fate flipping cards. I move to the rail, watch her car arrow into the curve. My hands shake, but I let them. Mira's voice is small. What will you do now? Start over. With what money? With debt and stubbornness. That's not a plan. It's fuel. I look at the glass boxes above the stands, at the names that buy gravity. I'll find a door and knock till my knuckles split. And if nobody opens, then I'll build a hinge. She squeezes my arm. I missed your impossible metaphors. Me too. Engines rip past. The air trembles. I picture a future where my silence is not surrender, but sharpening. Raffi leans close. If you need work, my cousin needs a mechanic. I need a throne. Ambitious. Necessary. The race ends. She climbs out, flushed and bright, eyes searching the crowd for me. I'm already walking toward the exit. Hey, Leo calls. Where are you going? Forward. Got somewhere to be? Yes, I say. Tomorrow. Always. Chapter 2. She chose him, not me. The next morning, sunlight didn't feel warm. It felt like an interrogation lamp. I dragged myself to the cafe where we all used to meet, where promises were made cheap over bitter coffee. She was already there, and so was he. I slid into the seat across from them without asking. Still alive, I said. Her lips twitched. You don't have to keep saying that like it's a curse. It feels like one. Leo leaned back, arms stretched wide like he owned the table. You followed us here. I built this place in memories, I replied. If anyone followed, it was you. He smirked. You're bitter. I'm breathing, I said. That's enough for now. She sipped her drink, avoiding my eyes. Why do you keep showing up? We moved on. Moved on, I leaned forward. You buried me while I was still alive. Her knuckles whitened on the cup. Stop twisting things. I don't twist, I said quietly. I remember. Leo chuckled. You think memories make you important? She doesn't need a ghost. She has me. And what does she call you? I asked. Her face hardened. Brother. That word cracked something inside me. I laughed, too loud, heads turning in the cafe. Brother. Do you even know what that meant to me? To us? She looked at me like I was dangerous. It meant protection. Safety. You couldn't give that anymore. I gave everything until it almost killed me. Leo tapped the table. Let me make this clear. You're the past. I'm the present. And the future. I turned to her. And you agree? Her throat bobbed. Yes. The word slid like a knife under my ribs. I stood. My chair screeched against the floor. Then hear this. You've chosen. And so have I. Her eyes widened. What are you saying? That you'll watch me climb from nothing. And when I stand higher than you ever dreamed, you'll remember this moment when you called someone else what I once was. Leo sneered. Big words for a man with empty pockets. I smiled. Pockets fill faster than regrets fade. I walked out before the weight of her silence could break me. The streets smelled of exhaust and betrayal. I clenched my fists until the bones protested. My mind replayed her face, her voice, that one word, yes. On the bridge, Mira caught up to me, out of breath. You really think she'll regret it? She asked. She already does, I said. She just doesn't know it yet. And you? What about me? You're walking into war with ghosts. Better than kneeling before them. She stared at me, eyes soft. You scare me sometimes. Good, I whispered. Fear means I'm finally changing. That night, I stood before the mirror in my tiny apartment. My reflection was thin, scarred, eyes hollow, but burning. I spoke to it. She chose him, so I choose me. The city outside howled with sirens, but for once I felt calm. The game had just begun. Chapter 3. The Billionaire's Gate opens. The city is cruel to nobodies. That's what I was, walking with borrowed shoes and a hungry stomach. But fate doesn't knock politely. It kicks doors. Mine came in the form of a black sedan pulling up beside me. A tinted window slid down. A man in a sharp suit leaned out. Are you Daniel? I froze. Depends who's asking. Mr. Harrington, he said. The name dropped like gold on stone. Everyone knew it. Billionaire. Untouchable. Never heard of him. I lied. He smirked. Funny. He's been looking for you. The Harrington estate wasn't a house. It was a kingdom built of glass and stone. I followed the man inside, heart thundering. Marble floors reflected chandeliers brighter than my future ever looked. In the great hall, Mr. Harrington himself waited, tall, silver-haired, presence like a storm. You've got my eyes, he said. I blinked. Excuse me. Your mother was my sister, he continued. I couldn't find you after the accident. Until now, my voice cracked. You're saying you're my family. Blood doesn't lie, he said simply, and neither do scars. Sit I sat because my legs had no choice. He poured whiskey, but didn't drink. I built an empire, but I need someone who understands hunger. You look like hunger. I am, I admitted. He studied me. Good. Then you'll stay here. Learn. Prove yourself. If you're my nephew, you carry my name. I laughed once, bitter. You think I can just walk from dirt into palaces? You already did, he said. Now decide if you'll keep walking. The next days were fire. Tutors, advisors, endless lessons in finance, law, etiquette. I bled words instead of sweat. At night, I collapsed on silk sheets that felt like lies. Mrs. Harrington, the matriarch, was sharper than blades. Do not mistake luck for worth, she told me. You will be tested. I've been tested since birth, I replied. She tilted her head. Then you'll survive here. Her son Victor didn't share her faith. He cornered me in the gym, fists wrapped. You don't belong. Neither did your father once, I said. His punch missed my jaw by inches. You'll never take my place. I don't want your place, I said, steady. I'll make my own. Weeks blurred. My name began to appear in boardrooms, whispered with suspicion. Some called me an imposter. Others called me the dark horse. At night, I stared out over the city lights. Somewhere out there, she lived, still calling another man brother. I wondered if she'd heard my name yet, if she hated it, if she regretted it. One evening, during a dinner with investors, Mr. Harrington raised a glass. To Daniel. Blood of my blood. The future of our family. The room clapped. Cameras flashed. I smiled, though my chest burned with ghosts. After dinner, I slipped into the balcony air. Mira found me there. She had taken a small job in the estate, always my shadow. Do you realize where you are? She whispered. Yes. You're a Harrington. No. I shook my head. I'm still me. Just sharper. Hungrier. And her? She asked softly. I clenched the railing. She chose him. So I'll rise so high, even the clouds will remind her of me. The next morning, newspapers screamed, Harrington heir appears. Long-lost nephew steps into spotlight. I folded the paper and laughed quietly. The gate had opened, and I was already inside. Chapter 4, Whispers of Jealousy. Before sunrise, Mira texted. She saw the headline. I typed, and? Pretended not to care, she wrote, hands shaking. By noon, my last name floated on every screen. Victor smirked in the elevator. Enjoy your 15 minutes. I'm here for permanence, I said. That's heavier. I can carry heavy. My phone rang. Unknown. I answered, her voice. Congratulations, Daniel Harrington. You practiced that? I didn't need to. A breath. So it's true. It was always true. Blood needed time. Must be nice, she said. From nothing to palaces. I still remember nothing better than silk. Silence. I want to be happy for you. Wanting is far from being. And Leo, she asked. How did he look? She hesitated. Suspicious. Jealousy is a mirror. Nobody likes the lighting. You sound colder. I'm clearer. Are we enemies? We're history. That hurts. It's honest. I have a meet tonight. I know. You'll come? No. Because of him? Because I stopped auditioning for parts I outgrew. She hung up. The city on the glass became a bruise. Mr. Harrington slid a folder across his desk. Pick a company. Run it. I don't want a favor. You'll get a fight. Choose. I tapped a failing electric motor startup. This. Good, he said. CEO is waiting. Lyra Polk shook my hand like a claws. You're the boy who fell from the sky. I crawled. Better. She opened a tablet. We need capital and courage. Spend both. We negotiated hard until terms sparked cleanly. After she left, Mira grinned. You looked like you belong. I decided I do. You'll celebrate. With results. Engines wailed across the river that night. At midnight, Raffi sent a video. Chaos. A car scraping the wall. I called. Is he alive? Yeah, Raffi said. Pride isn't. Last lap. Leo blocked Andre and bounced off concrete. She screamed his name, then stared at the camera like she was searching for you. I wasn't there. That's why it stung. Morning came with rumors. Sponsors nervous. Leo swung at a mechanic. She defended him, then he accused her of distraction. Whispers sharpened. Victor watched highlights. Your gravity's messing with their orbit. I didn't invite anything. You don't get to. At noon, the guard called. She's at the gate. She shouldn't be. She is. She stood under the crest, helmet tucked against her ribs, eyes red from speed. You didn't answer. I had no question. Leo thinks you engineered the crash. I wasn't there. He said your name like warning. That's his problem. Everything is your problem, she snapped, then winced. I didn't mean, I just, say it. I don't know where I stand. Beside him. That's the choice. What if it was wrong? Then live with it until it stops living with you. She took one step closer. Tell me you're not enjoying this. I don't enjoy pain. I enjoy clarity. What do you see when you look at me? A person meeting the price of words. And when you look at yourself, a bill coming due. I never meant to hurt you. You meant to survive. A car door slammed. Leo strode up the drive, jaw bruised, eyes raw. Get away from him. Leo, she began. You came here first? His voice cut. After everything, I came to talk, to beg, he said, because you think his new name makes him worth more. I kept my voice low. Don't turn me into your excuse. He laughed. You think you won. You're a stray they adopted, maybe. Strays learn every exit. You think she'll ever look at you again? She is, I said, right now. Her gaze flickered between us, fear and fury wrestling. Choose, he demanded. She whispered, I already did. He stared, waiting for a posture she wouldn't give. Then he punched my mailbox until the lid bent. Guards hurried down the steps. He jerked away, dragged his anger to the car, and tore off. Wind tugged the flag. She watched the ruined box. I didn't want this. Jealousy doesn't ask permission. What do you want from me? Nothing. That's what scares me, she said. She wiped her eyes. Will you come tonight? One last race. Just watch. I won't be your lighthouse. Then be my horizon, she whispered. No promises. She nodded and left. Mira stepped out of the doorway. That felt like a war without bullets. It was. The smoke is jealousy. What now? We stop whispering, I said, pulling out my phone, and we build. Chapter 5. Confrontations in the dark night draped the estate like a warning. The lamps outside burned low, throwing long shadows against the stone. I was heading back from a late meeting when I saw her waiting by the fountain. Couldn't stay away, could you? I said. Her voice cracked. I had to talk to you, alone. I folded my arms. You've got your brother for that. She flinched. Don't call him that right now. Why not? That's what he is, isn't he? Your choice. She stepped closer, her heels tapping on wet stone. Stop making it sound like I abandoned you. You did. My voice was sharp enough to sting. When I was broken, you gave the word brother to someone else. That's not forgetting. That's burying. Her eyes glistened under the lamplight. You don't understand. I was scared. I thought you were gone forever. He was there when I wasn't, I snapped. Of course I wasn't there. I was lying in a hospital bed, staring at white ceilings, teaching my legs how to move again. She covered her mouth, shaking. I didn't know. You didn't want to know, I said. It was easier to replace me. She tried to speak, but the words collapsed. I took a step back, giving her the space she never gave me. Finally, she whispered, I regret it. Regret is cheap. Her shoulders trembled. Then what do you want from me? An apology? No, I said. I want honesty. Say it plain. Did you ever believe I'd come back? She hesitated, then barely audible. No. The admission hit harder than any punch. I let the silence stretch, heavy enough to drown us both. You asked for honesty, she said bitterly. There it is. And here's mine, I replied. I don't trust you. Not anymore. Her breath caught. So that's it. We cut everything away. You cut first, I said. I'm just following the seam. She reached for me suddenly, fingers clutching my sleeve. Please don't leave me like this. I looked down at her hand, pale against black fabric. You're not mine to leave. You gave that power to someone else. Her grip loosened, but her eyes screamed desperation. Leo isn't who I thought he was. Not my problem, I said. You think this is easy for me? She demanded. Easier than dying, I replied coldly. She stepped back, tears streaking her cheeks. You've changed. Good, I said. Change is survival. The fountain gurgled between us, mocking with its calm. She whispered, If I begged you to forgive me, would you? I let the question hang like smoke. No, not tonight, maybe not ever. She broke then, choked sobs echoing in the dark. I didn't move, I didn't comfort. I let her grief wash around me like waves against stone. Why are you so cruel? She whispered. Because kindness is wasted on someone who mistook my silence for weakness. she gasped. I never— Yes, you did, I cut in. You saw me broken and chose someone stronger. Now you see me stronger and you want back what you abandoned. Life doesn't work that way. Her lips quivered. Then what do I do? Live with your choice, I said. That's all you can do. Her voice fell to a whisper. And you? I rise, I told her. With or without you. We stared at each other for a long, unbearable moment. Then I turned. She called after me, voice raw. You'll regret this. I stopped under the lamplight, my shadow long across the gravel. No, I said softly. Regret belongs to you. I walked away, each step cutting another thread between us. In my room, I collapsed into the chair, head in my hands. Mira slipped in quietly, eyes searching my face. You saw her? She asked. Yes. And? She cried, I said flatly. Did it matter? I stared at the floor. More than I wanted, Mira put a hand on my shoulder. Don't let her tears rewrite history. I won't, I promised, but my voice shook. Chapter 6. The Weight of Karma. Morning broke like a bruise. I was halfway through contracts when Rafi called, voice buzzing with trouble. You hear? I'm reading balance sheets. Read this. Leo sold her setup to a rival team. Under the table, sponsor kickback. It's ugly. I pinched the bridge of my nose. Proof? Screenshots. Voice note. He bragged after whiskey. Send. Them he did. A contract photo. A waveform of Leo's slurred pride. I deserve a cut. She'll thank me when we win. Mira slid into my office, reading my face. What happened? Karma put on boots. She sat. Are you going to tell her? No. Because you want her to learn alone? Because truth hurts less when it's earned. My phone lit up with an unknown number. I let it ring out. It rang again. I answered. Her whisper was shredded. Did you know? About what? Don't do that. Say it. Leo sold my specs, she choked. The rival used my suspension geometry last night. They posted a teaser. It's mine, but worse. Like a stolen photograph, I stared at the city. I didn't know. You sound calm. I practiced. She swallowed. Everything's falling apart. Things that fall were never anchored. I trusted him. Trust is expensive. You paid retail. A hollow laugh. You should be gloating. I don't gloat. What do you do? Work. Of course, she said bitterly. Work and rise and leave me here with ashes. You chose your fire. Silence grew teeth between us. Will you at least meet me? She asked. No. Because I hurt you. Because I won't be the ambulance anymore. She inhaled sharply. I deserve that. You deserve the truth you avoided. She hung up. Mira folded her arms. You're unkind, she murmured. I'm honest. Sometimes those are the same. They shouldn't be. At noon, Mr. Harrington glanced over a term sheet. You're distracted. Personal noise, I said. Turn it into Signal. I already did. He closed the folder. Good. One more thing. Victor is bleeding cash. He won't admit it. Be ready for a quiet rescue. Family pride, I asked. Family blindness, he corrected. When he left, my door cracked and Victor leaned in, grin sharp. He trusts you with my problems now. I trust myself with my solutions. You're getting brave. I was always brave. Now I'm resourced. He snorted and vanished. The office smelled of ozone. Like storms rehearsing, Rafi pinged me another message. A clip from the paddock. Leo shouting, grabbing a mechanic's collar. I played it on mute. His mouth was an open wound. Her face in the background looked older by years. Eyes dull with the truth finally choosing her. Evening crawled. She texted, I fired him. Then, he said I was nothing without him. Then, was I nothing without you too? I typed, you were always something. You just never waited long enough to be it. 3 dots, then nothing. Mira perched on the windowsill. You want to help. I want to see the lesson finish. You worry she'll break. She already did. Now she can decide what shape to set. Ceramics language? She teased. Contracts all day make metaphors lonely. She smiled and stood. I brought soup. You're the only person who knows the weather inside me. I listen, she said simply. Even when you're quiet. I tasted the soup. Warm, clean, unfancy. Thank you. You're welcome. Night deepened. The estate lights hummed. A car door slammed outside. Too hard, too desperate. The guard called. "She's back." "Let her in," I said, surprising myself. She stepped into my office like rain that hadn't decided to fall. Eyes red, voice thin. "I have a question." "Ask." "Did you ever love me?" The room tilted. "That's not the question you came for." "It's the only one that keeps the world from spinning off." I pressed my palms together. "Yes." Her eyes flashed, then dimmed. "And now?" "I love who I was with you," I said, "and who I am without you. Both truths exist. One hurts less." She nodded like a pen scratching a confession. "Leo pawned my future for a quick high. Sponsors are leaving. Mechanics want pay I don't have. I can't even sleep in my mother's place. The landlord changed the locks." I pointed at the chair. "Sit. I don't deserve—" "It's a chair, not absolution." She sat. She didn't cry. That almost impressed me. "What do you need?" I asked. She blinked. "You said you wouldn't—" "I asked what you need. Accepting help is also a price." She swallowed. "A legal team to bury the contract, a bridge sponsor, and a place to breathe tonight. I'll make a call about the contract. The rest you'll earn." "That's fair," she whispered. "I won't be seen with you." "That's fair, too." My phone lit up. I dialed Polk. "I need a favor." "Quiet, cease, and desist to Yarrow Motorsport for stolen geometry. File tonight. Anonymous originating party." "Anonymous?" Lyra asked. "But sharp. Sharper than guilt." "It'll be on their desk at dawn," she said. I hung up. "Done." She exhaled, fragile and grateful. "Why would you, after everything?" "Because I don't need your ruin to measure my rise." She stared at her hands. Karma didn't look like I expected. "It never wears the clothes we pick." "Thank you," she said, standing. "I'll go." "Where?" "I'll figure it out." "Take the guest room at the inn across the gate," I said. "Mira will book it. One night. After that, you stand on your own feet, or you don't stand at all." She nodded. "One night." We walked to the hallway. She paused under the chandelier's cold fire. "If there's a world where I chose differently—" "We don't live there," I said. "Right." She smiled, small and honest. "Good night." "Good night." She left. The door eased shut. Mira appeared, phone in hand. "Room booked. Name's under Grace." We both let the name hang. She raised a brow. "You're softer than you act." "I'm exact," I said. "Karma did the heavy lifting. I only moved the chair outside. The wind changed. Somewhere, papers were being printed with cease and desists. Somewhere else, a man was learning what betrayal feels like when it turns around. I turned off the light and listened to the estate breathe. The weight of karma had settled. Not on me. Not anymore. Chapter 7. My rise. Her fall. The morning headlines burned brighter than the sun. Harrington heir to lead new energy project. From lost nephew to rising titan. Cameras swarmed the estate gates. I walked through flashes, every click a nail in the coffin of the boy I used to be. Inside, Mr. Harrington clasped my shoulder. "This is yours now." "Don't just run it. Own it. I will." Victor smirked across the table. "We'll see how long before you drown." I leaned closer. Drowning taught me how to breathe. The project launch was chaos polished into ceremony. Investors, politicians, journalists, faces glittering like masks. I took the podium. "Today isn't about legacy," I said into the microphones. "It's about hunger. Hunger built this city. Hunger fuels this company, and hunger will drive us forward. I know hunger, and I'll make sure it feeds the world, not just me." Applause hit like thunder. Reporters scribbled. For the first time, my voice carried weight measured in millions. From the corner of the stage, I saw her. She stood in the crowd, not as a racer, not as a champion, but as a spectator. No sponsors flanking her, no team behind her, just shadows clinging to a girl who once burned like fire. Our eyes met. She looked away first. After the ceremony, Mira whispered, "She came to watch you." I noticed. "Do you feel sorry for her?" "I feel nothing," I lied. "Your jaw says otherwise." "Then tell my jaw to shut up." That night, in the quiet of the office, I received a message request. Her name. I opened it. "You were brilliant today. I'm proud of you." I stared at the words, fingers hovering. Then I typed, "You lost the right to be proud of me." 3 dots flickered, then vanished. 2 days later, gossip spread. Her team dissolved completely. Mechanics quit, sponsors pulled out, debts piled like bricks. She tried to hold races with scraps, but Leo's betrayal had poisoned everything. Raffi showed me a clip on his phone. Her car stalling mid-race. Booze from the stands. She sat behind the wheel, helmet on, shoulders slumped like the world had closed its hands around her throat. "She's done," Raffi muttered. I didn't answer. That evening, I found her waiting by the parking garage, arms crossed, eyes hollow. "You could at least say congratulations again," I said. "Do you enjoy watching me fall?" she asked. "No," I replied. "I enjoy not needing to catch you." Her voice cracked. "Do you know what it feels like to be nothing after being everything?" "Yes," I said softly. "I lived it. Difference is, I didn't hand my crown to someone else." She stepped closer. "I made a mistake. You made a choice. I thought he was stable. I thought you were gone. You thought wrong," I cut in. "And now the cost is yours." Her tears shimmered in the dim light. "I would give anything to go back." I shook my head. "Time doesn't bargain." She touched my sleeve, desperate. "Then tell me what to do now." "Stand, even if you shake, or stay down. That's not my decision anymore. You're cruel." "No," I said. "I'm finished carrying your weight." Her hand slipped away. For a moment, she looked smaller than ever. "Do you hate me?" she whispered. I exhaled. "I don't waste hate. I invest silence." She flinched. "That's worse." I walked past her toward the car. Exactly. At the gala dinner that followed, crystal chandeliers rained light, and every handshake tasted like power. Mrs. Harrington clinked her glass. "To Daniel. He has proven himself more than family. He is future." The room erupted in applause. Glasses lifted. Cameras flashed. In the far corner, I caught a glimpse of her again. Alone, unnoticed, a ghost at the edge of my world. And for once, I felt no ache, no regret, no hesitation, only clarity. Chapter 8. The final breakdown. The city slept, but I couldn't. Deals, contracts, power, they hummed in my veins louder than midnight traffic. I stepped outside the estate for air. That's when I saw her, waiting under the street lamp, shadows bruising her face. "You shouldn't be here," I said. "I had nowhere else to go." Her voice cracked like glass. "You had him," I replied. She laughed bitterly. "He left with my last sponsor, took the money, and disappeared. I'm ruined. Daniel," I folded my arms. "That's not my ruin to fix." She staggered closer, eyes swollen. I begged every contact I had. Doors slammed in my face. "Do you know what it's like to be forgotten?" "Yes," I said sharply. "I lived it while you replaced me." She trembled. "I was wrong." "I see that now. Please forgive me. Forgiveness doesn't rebuild engines, doesn't erase nights in hospitals, doesn't give back the word brother you gave away." Tears streaked down her cheeks. "I'll take your anger, your silence, anything, but don't leave me with nothing. You had everything," I whispered, "and you gambled it on him." She grabbed my wrist, desperate. "Tell me how to make it right." "You can't." Her sobs split the night. "Then what do you want me to do? Crawl? Beg? Hate myself forever?" "I want you to live with the truth," I said coldly. "You chose, and choices echo." She fell to her knees on the pavement, voice shaking. "Daniel, please don't let me end like this." I froze. A part of me, old, foolish, wanted to pull her up, shield her from the storm she invited, but another part, sharper, heavier, knew this was where she needed to break. I knelt beside her, not to comfort, but to make sure my words carved deep. "Look at me." She lifted her tear-drenched face. "This isn't revenge," I said. "This is consequence. You gave my place away, and now you've learned what he thought you were worth, less than money in his pocket." Her sobbing quieted into hollow breaths. "I hate myself." "Then rebuild yourself," I said. "Or stay shattered. Either way, I walk forward." She clutched at my sleeve again. "And us?" "There is no us." Her grip loosened. "You don't even feel sorry for me?" "I feel sorry for the girl I used to know. But she died the day you called him brother." Her tears fell freely. "I never stopped caring about you." "Caring is weak without loyalty," I said. "And loyalty is the only thing I ever asked for." She collapsed against the cold stone, whispering my name like a prayer, with no God left to answer. I stood, looking down at her. This is the last time we speak like this. The next time you see me, it'll be on a stage, too far to touch. She didn't argue. She didn't move. She just stayed there, broken under the lamp. Mira appeared at the gate, eyes wide. Daniel, are you okay? Yes. And her? She's learning, I said. Mira's gaze lingered on the crying figure. That looked like the end of something. It is, I whispered. We walked back toward the estate, leaving her behind in the silence of her own choices. Chapter 9. Silence is my revenge. The world clapped for me. Not for the boy who limped out of hospitals, not for the ghost who'd been forgotten, but for the man who now stood at the head of Harrington Energy. Future begins tonight, the host announced as I stepped onto the gala stage. Flashbulbs shattered against my suit, and for once I didn't flinch. I spoke into the microphone. I was once nothing. That nothing made me hungry, and hunger built this moment. The applause rolled like thunder, and then my eyes caught her. She stood at the far edge of the crowd, no longer glowing, no longer untouchable. Her dress looked borrowed, her eyes swollen from nights of crying. She watched me as if the stage itself were a mountain she could never climb. I continued speaking, voice steady. Tonight is not about me alone. It is about proving that loss is not the end. It is the beginning. My words were for them, but my silence was for her. After the ceremony, I stepped onto the balcony, city lights glittering like a second sky. Mira joined me with 2 glasses of champagne. You're untouchable now, she said. No one's untouchable, I replied, but I'm not disposable anymore. She smiled softly. She was here. I know. Do you want me to send her away if she comes near? No, I said. She can stand in the crowd. That's punishment enough. Later, I found her waiting in the shadows of the exit. Her voice was faint. You didn't even look at me. I saw you, I said. And nothing. Tears glimmered in her eyes. Doesn't it hurt you at all to see me like this? No, I said calmly. I've made peace with pain. Yours isn't mine to carry. She reached for me, trembling. I held up a hand. Don't say it. Words are cheap. Silence is expensive. Tonight, I'm rich. Her face broke. Daniel, please, just tell me I matter to you. I looked at her, steady as stone. Then I said nothing. The silence crushed her more than any insult could. She collapsed against the wall, sobbing into her hands. I turned and walked away, every step sealing the coffin of what we once were. In the car, Mira asked, "Why didn't you say anything?" Because silence was the answer she never gave me, I said. Now it's the one she'll live with. Will you ever forgive her? Forgiveness is irrelevant. I outgrew needing it. She studied me, then nodded. Then this is your revenge. No, I whispered. This is justice. The next morning, newspapers flashed my name beside words like visionary and leader. Meanwhile, Raffi slid an article across the table. Fallen racer declares retirement after team collapse. Her picture stared back at me. No fire, no smile, just emptiness. I folded the paper and pushed it aside. Doesn't change anything? Mira asked. No, I said. The past already ended. That evening, standing on the balcony of the estate, I watched the city blaze below. My heart was steady. My scars were still there, but now they felt like medals instead of chains. I whispered to the night, maybe to her, maybe to myself. You took my name. You gave it away. But in silence I found power, and silence is all you'll ever get from me. The wind carried the words away, leaving only peace. For the first time since my rebirth, I felt free.